I mean, it's hard to focus. Like I'm trying, I like get so enthralled like what you're doing. I'm like, I can't play rhythm.
Well, it was a little bit of the Chris Isaak thing, but that's
Right.
very inspiring.
Right, but it's like, but Tim Pierce. I mean, I don't even need to introduce you because I like answer 1,500 emails about you a day.
Well, that's
People are
because
just like
you-
Tim. I'm like, I know he is
Thanks
the man.
for giving me my shot.
Please,
Get me out there.
Thanks for letting me come up here. So, anyways, again, Tim Pierce. My thinking with by the way, check out the links below. If you don't know, we have a couple of freaking really awesome courses that Tim plays on. I sit behind the camera, so it's all Tim showing you things that will just.
But you also produce these things, so your take on them. You ask me for stuff that I
Yeah.
normally wouldn't offer. So they're unique and they're downloadable, and they're really both great products.
Awesome. So, now all that stuff's down below. Now, one of the things I love most about playing with you is your rhythm is just incredible, and it has such a feel. But like, where do you start? Because you're doing so many different things. So if we were to narrow it down, a progression which is very simple, we got a B minor,
Yeah.
very Chris Isaak, A to E. What would be 3 different simple approaches to play rhythm parts? Say you're the only guitar player and you want to mix it up. There's an acoustic guy doing kind of what I did.
Right. You're
What
in the
would you do?
band.
Yeah, you're in
and
the
you
band.
want to do different stuff.
And you want to do different stuff.
Okay, so back to your caged philosophy
Okay.
of seeing the chord shapes.
Right.
I see B minor here.
Okay.
And add in some open string.
Right. Okay, so right, all right. So break that down really quickly. So what
B
did
minor shape right here, and
Yeah.
I'm pulling off on the E string from fret 2 to open,
Right.
and on the D string from fret 3 to open.
Okay.
Or I can throw in, this is a scale. So if you picture the scale,
Right.
just backing it up with a chord shape.
So here's the one thing that people take for granted when they hear you, though, is your notes are all ringing.
Right.
And that's when I really started to notice and examine, like through editing our videos and stuff, like, wow, look at all the time that he's playing multiple notes at a time while you're doing a movable melody.
Well, the people that really can do this are piano players because they have the sustain pedal.
Yeah,
so you can do
right.
what they call overrings. Everything can overring. We don't have quite as many options, but we can take advantage of a lot of options. And here, if I just leave this thing sitting there, I can get some overrings. Then I go to the A. You just have to make sure that you have everything ringing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And here, it's 4 notes. And I'm saving the melody for the top 2 strings so the low strings can ring.
So you really got to be your technique on playing the chords has to be.
It just has to be clean, but I'll tell you what makes it easy.
Okay.
Forget about the low notes.
Right.
I mean, you don't need, sometimes you think, oh, I have to play B minor. It has to be here. No.
Right.
No.
That's a great point. As a bass player.
Right. And that's the thing. If you look at any guitar player in a band or any record part on a record throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, anything, it's 2 or 3 notes.
Right. Or like the Brown-Eyed Girl kind of.
Exactly.
Right.
Free yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's the key for me is 3 or 4 notes. So I let the low strings just give them a break. Give them a vacation.
So that sounds amazing in conjunction with the. What would you do over the E?
Oh. And there's a lot of options. If you come up here,
Right. So
3 notes, go to the E chord. If you walk up an E7 E dominant scale,
yeah.
or E pentatonic scale on 1 string,
Sounds amazing. What do you do when it's like the B chord?
you can get away with it.
Right, because it's got the open B, right?
A lot of the same notes. So in B minor, you can let the B string ring a lot, and you could cover single note stuff
Right.
on the E string and the G string.
So you do those are what are those called? Are they sixths? Is that
Sixes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool though because you can use the open string. What a cool sound too. What would you do in the A? Kind of the same thing.
Well, you can You can let the B ring through the A also
Did
because
you?
your key center is B.
Did you slide with that? So, okay, that's another thing. A lot of the times when you're doing stuff like that, the connection with your fingers on the fretboard never leaves. That's
Good point.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I noticed in your soloing too. Like, just the notes, not all the time, obviously, but they come in right after, like as long as you can possibly hold a note. And
Yeah, there are convenient ways to do that, and I'll
Yeah.
show you one thing that's
All right.
really convenient. So if I'm here at 11 and 10, okay, I'm going to slide this finger down, so it's going to stay connected and smooth.
Okay.
That's easy.
Right.
But this I have to trade out.
Yeah.
And you can kind of use this one as your anchor
Yeah.
and kind of use that as your insurance policy while you trade out the other finger.
Right.
And you want it to be a quick trade out, and it's pretty easy to do because you can almost
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It naturally fits right underneath.
yeah, and it's you can get it there quick.
Yeah.
So, and check this out. What buys you time is
Wow.
that your downstroke.
Oh, right.
Because you're buying time.
Look at you.
And then it becomes part of your style, but,
Yeah.
but it's really, you're just kind of doing
Yeah.
a very convenient thing.
Well, and that was one of the things that I noticed you do a lot too. Is you had the spread through the chords. Like you're
Yeah.
playing a really killer rhythm part, and then
Yeah.
there's this just like drang all the way through, and it's
There's
just,
nothing more effective than,
Yeah.
and it can go ahead of the beat or after the beat. Like if the beat falls on 1, you can go 1, 2, 3,
Right.
4. Or you can do it late and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You can place it on the beat either early or late.
And you show that really well in the rhythm course. So what if we did like a Hendrix vibe?
Okay, that's the other thing, the double stops, the Cropper Hendrix. Here we go.
Yeah. And you didn't even have to move. All that
Okay,
was
so that's another thing.
Yeah.
It's a good discipline. There's 2 ways you can try this stuff out.
okay.
All over the neck.
Right. Okay. So you're following the chord at that point.
Yeah, just seeing
Yeah.
chords, moving your hand
Yeah.
all up, and
Right.
that's good too.
Yeah.
Or you can restrict yourself and say, I'm going to stay in one spot. I'm just going to deal with it.
So what are you visualizing in your brain, like over
Okay.
the B?
B minor.
Yeah, so you're playing right at a B
Yeah.
minor pentatonic scale,
Okay.
basically, and then A.
Now
Right, so
that's
you're-
convenience right there because
A right
I'm
here.
here and I do have to come up, but I'm still anchored here. Or I can ignore the A completely, and that works too, and just stay
Okay.
in B minor. I'll show you. As long as you're cognizant that you're really going to land somewhere with an E tonality.
Well,
next,
and you're
you got
still hitting that.
abs. It's right there
A,
for you.
yeah.
yeah.
Even though it's
Well, yeah, and the double stop available there is,
right.
or you can just do single
Oh,
note.
I like that note on the top. It was awesome. What did you put?
That's
on the
another
top?
trade out.
Okay, all right. So let's show me again.
Yeah.
Those are 2 awesome. Okay, so,
So
what's
that's
the higher
1
note
and
that you
5.
play?
I'm seeing the A chord right here.
Oh, okay.
1 and 5.
Got it. Uh-huh.
Hendrix never really did that much,
No.
but it's still.
But
a
that's
nice
kind of how it
sounding
evolved.
thing.
It
Yeah.
seems like. And then over the E.
Oh, then you just bring your hand up.
Okay. Oh, so you're okay. So if you relate it back to the cage system, that's the G shape.
Yep, all the way up.
Yeah,
there to
which
E.
is amazing. I
It's a G
figured.
chord, yeah.
That is the most effective way I've ever learned to figure the Hendrix thing out. Is that with that major shape that you're playing here, learning that shape in the cage
Yeah.
system, because it's all those.
Yeah, that's
All
that's
those
kind
notes.
of the best spot for it. You're right, and it sounds so throaty and deep,
It
especially with
does.
that neck pickup right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
distortion. And a lot of times I'll do a triplet. Down, 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 down. Yeah.
Oh, right. So over the
Rhythmic.
beat. So I'll play the beat. 2, 3, 4. Nice. Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, that's a chromatic thing.
That's Little Wing right there.
Wind Cries Mary, right.
Wow,
Those
that
you
is
can throw in.
cool. So,
You're brave.
any other options? We did the drone.
So
we
we've
did the
done,
sixes.
another thing is straight R&B kind of plucking. Let me show
Okay.
you this.
2, 3, 4. So it's like what do they call it? Bubble parts or something? Love that. Okay, wait. Let's hear all about that one.
Muting with the right hand,
Okay.
and you're going to think in 16th notes. You know, tucka, tucka, tucka,
Okay.
tucka, and you're just going to choose your spots.
Yeah. So you're kind of figuring out the notes, the 3 notes that'll work over each chord. Is that kind of what you're
You
thinking?
can get away with a lot more because somehow the tension works of ignoring the chord changes.
Okay.
Although you need to once in a while honor it. Like if I'm ignoring all the chord changes,
Right.
by the time you get to E, I'm going to eventually settle on E. Let me show you that.
Okay.
See, I chose the
yeah.
very end of the second bar of E to give you, finally.
Right. It's like
we get a
resolve into-
resolution.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So technically, this would be you could all 3 of those things would work in one song.
Absolutely. Let's do a fourth.
Okay.
Really quick.
All right.
So this is more the Coldplay U2 kind of thing.
Ooh, all right. 2, 3, 4.
And you can choose the ones you want, but I'm taking 2 notes.
That sounds good without echo too.
Well, I was going to say
Yeah.
the echo will bring it home.
Right, but no, but it's still
Yeah.
you don't hear it without it very often. I like that sound.
Well, and a
That's
lot of
nice.
bands update their sound by turning off the echo,
Yeah.
or whatever, just drenching it in reverb.
Right.
That would make it yours rather than
Right.
because you want to. The Edge is such a big influence on our sounds that you want to use those
Yeah.
things, those concepts,
Yeah.
but you also want to try and
Right.
get a little over to the side so that you don't totally sound.
Well, and
like
it
the
sounds
Edge.
like the reverb kind of almost like mimics what
Yeah.
a delay, but not
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so.
So what this is, it's another 6th harmony, but
Okay.
it's on adjacent strings.
Oh, okay.
So I'm seeing this is like an E minor 7 shape dragged up here. It's another
Okay.
cage thing.
Right.
Then I drop down, just 2 notes dropping down the scale.
Right. Okay.
And the most convenient E is sitting right there.
Oh, nice.
And then we do it again. I did that on purpose. It creates an
Yeah.
A major 6, which is a beautiful chord.
Ooh.
You know?
What is that? Show the whole shape.
It's just a really nice rub.
Wow.
Something that's available.
Yeah.
And then I came up.
Oh, okay.
Then you could go up again.
Dude, talk about an emotion like.
Yeah. Play it really gently with a little
Yeah.
reverb, and it's a rhythm part. That's the kind of true rhythm part.
Yeah.
Just a fourth concept.
I just don't even want to stop. It sounds
C plus 1.
Okay, so once again, check down below if you want to check out those courses. I'm telling you, like, as I was editing them, I'm just like, this is solid gold because it goes over how to be a musician.
Right.
You know what I mean? You take the whole, like, you give it the big picture approach, which is so rare in one.
Well, I
thing.
made my living working for artists, playing.
You said
in
made. You're still making.
Right. Yeah. I make. Yes, I do. I work for artists, for songwriters.
Yeah.
The chords are often simple, but you want to come up with all these colors
Yeah.
and parts, and
Nice.
it's rhythm. It's
Well,
orchestration.
thanks for having me up here. I appreciate it.
Come back soon.
All right. We'll catch you next time.